Hey everyone! It's been a long time since Calvin first opened his doors and brought the laughs back in 2002. We're curious. What are the stars of Barbershop up to these days in 2024? Get ready for some real names, ages, and a peek into their lives after the cameras stopped rolling. Did Calvin stay the king of witty comebacks? Has Eddie lost his smooth charm? Let's find out. Number 1. Ice Cube as Calvin Palmer. Calvin's been hustling hard lately. Things are rough in the neighborhood, and his shop just isn't bringing in the business it used to. He's starting to wonder if he should sell it and move on, but the shop means a lot to the community. Still, when someone walks out on a haircut bill, Calvin can't help but think, maybe running a shop here just ain't working out anymore. Ice Cube is a rapper and actor who's been around forever. He started out rapping with a group called NWA. They were pretty controversial for their lyrics, but they also made a huge impact on hip-hop. Ice Cube then went solo and put out some hit albums. Around the same time, he started acting in movies. He's done all kinds of roles, from funny stuff like Friday to more serious dramas like Boys and the Hood. He even directed a movie himself. No matter what he's doing, Ice Cube always brings his own energy and style. For a while, he focused more on acting, starring in movies like Barbershop, and even a family comedy called Are We There Yet? But he never forgot about his music and kept putting out albums. Lately, Ice Cube's been working on both music and movies again. He even helped produce a movie about NWA called Straight Outta Compton. It's clear that Ice Cube is a force to be reckoned with in both the music and film industries. Calvin Palmer played by Ice Cube when he was 33 years old, and now he is 54 years old. Number 2. Cedric the Entertainer. As Eddie Walker is a barber in his 60s who has an unusual story. He's never actually given anyone a haircut. He learned the trade from Calvin's dad and often reflects on how things have changed since then. He's full of stories from his childhood, always ready to share a piece of history or a lesson from the past. His barbershop isn't just a place for a quick cut. It's where memories and stories from the old days come to life. Cedric the Entertainer is a man of many talents. He first rose to fame as part of the hilarious Original Kings of Comedy tour, which was even made into a movie in 2000. This launched a successful career in both film and television. Cedric brought his comedic timing to urban comedies like Kingdom Come and Barbershop, both released in the early 2000s. He even had his own short-lived sketch comedy show, Cedric the Entertainer Presents. But Cedric isn't afraid to show his range. He's co-starred in big-budget films like Intolerable Cruelty with George Clooney and Catherine Zeta-Jones and Be Cool with John Travolta. He's even shown his family-friendly side by lending his voice to characters in Madagascar and the live-action Charlotte's Web. Cedric can also handle serious roles. He appeared in biopics like Talk to Me and Cadillac Records. He even hosted the iconic game show Who Wants to Be a Millionaire for a Period. With his impressive list of credits in film, television, and even game shows, Cedric the Entertainer has truly lived up to his self-proclaimed title as a comedic powerhouse. Eddie was played by Cedric the Entertainer when he was 38 years old, and now he is 60 years old. Number 3. Eve as Terry Jones. Terry is one tough cookie. She's a hairdresser with a ton of talent and isn't afraid to let everyone know it. She definitely holds her own among the guys in the barbershop, always ready for a good debate or a fun discussion. Terry livens things up with her strong personality and isn't one to back down. She's a great role model, showing how women can totally rock it in jobs usually done by men. Eve Jihan Cooper, better known by the mononym Eve, is a testament to the power of artistic versatility. Though primarily recognized for her achievements in the music industry, Eve has also carved a successful niche for herself on the silver screen. Eve's foray into acting began in the early 2000s, coinciding with the peak of her musical career. Her film debut came alongside comedic heavyweights like Ice Cube, and Cedric the Entertainer in the box office success Barbershop. This early role not only showcased her comedic timing, but also introduced her to a wider audience beyond the world of hip-hop. The film's success spawned sequels, further solidifying Eve's presence in Hollywood. However, Eve wasn't content with being typecast in comedies. She demonstrated her range with a role in the gritty drama The Woodsman, 2004. This film, tackling a complex and disturbing subject matter, allowed her to display a depth rarely seen in her earlier work. Eve then proved her comedic flexibility by returning to lighter fare in The Cookout, demonstrating her ability to effortlessly transition between genres. Eve's filmography isn't limited to feature films. She has also made appearances on television shows like Bounty Killer, 2013, and the reality series Sisterhood of Hip Hop, 2014, where she served as a mentor to aspiring female rappers. Notably, she joined the popular daytime talk show The Talk as a co-host, showcasing her charisma and ability to connect with a wider audience. Terry Jones was played by Eve when she was 24 years old, and now she is 45 years old. Number 4. Anthony Anderson as JD is one cool dude with a talent for cutting hair and a story to tell. His journey started rough. We've all been there. That bad haircut from mom that makes you want to hide under a hat. But unlike most of us, JD didn't just cry about it. Nope, he grabbed those clippers and turned that disaster into a stepping stone. It turns out he was a natural. This wasn't just a one-time fix either. JD's skills were so good, word spread like wildfire. Before you knew it, he was cutting hair for the whole town, all from his bedroom. Pretty impressive for a kid, right? Anthony Anderson's career path is a masterclass in adaptability. He began as a comedic sidekick in films like Life and Big Mama's House, but his talent shone through, landing him guest spots on gritty dramas like NYPD Blue. Anderson showcased his comedic range with roles in Barbershop and his own sitcom, All About the Andersons. However, it was his portrayal of the ruthless drug kingpin Antoine Mitchell on The Shield that became a turning point. This dramatic powerhouse performance shattered expectations and opened doors to a wider range of opportunities. By the time he joined Law & Order as a detective, Anderson was a seasoned dramatic actor. Yet, his return to sitcom glory with Blackish as Andre Johnson solidified his status as a comedic force. His versatility extends beyond acting, as evidenced by his hosting duties on the game show To Tell the Truth and travel shows on Food Network. JD was played by Anthony Anderson when he was 32 years old, and now he is 53 years old. Number 5. Shawn Patrick Thomas as Jimmy James. Jimmy James is the chill dude you want cutting your hair. He's super friendly and always professional, making sure you feel comfortable while he works his magic on your head. Jimmy's a great listener and loves to chat, which keeps the barbershop vibes positive. People love him because he's easy to talk to and genuinely cares about making sure you leave happy with your haircut. Shawn Patrick Thomas was a fresh face in the late 90s teen movie craze. He had those good looks and a way of playing sensitive guys that audiences liked. Before Hollywood, he did a bunch of plays and got small parts in movies and TV shows. His big break came in a movie called Cruel Intentions in 1999. It was kind of a wild take on a classic story, but it became a cult hit. Shawn played a regular guy, a cello teacher named Ronald, who falls for a girl named Cecile. The problem? Racism keeps them apart, and on top of that, his new friends are messing with him for their own fun. Shawn's performance made Ronald the most down-to-earth character. He wasn't a jerk like some of the others, but he also wasn't all goody two-shoes. People really liked him for that. This movie's popularity, along with the fact that TV shows at the time weren't very diverse, led Shawn to land a role in a TV show based on Cruel Intentions called Manchester Prep. Unfortunately, the show got canceled before it even aired. Still, Shawn Patrick Thomas made a name for himself. He went from being a teen heartthrob to a serious actor who can play all kinds of different characters. Jimmy James was played by Shawn Patrick Thomas when he was 32 years old, and now he is 53 years old. Number 6. Troy Garrity as Isaac Rosenberg. Isaac Rosenberg stands out in this barbershop. He's the only white barber among a crew of awesome black barbers. These guys love to joke around with him, kind of like giving your best friend a hard time. But Isaac can take it. He's confident in himself and feels right at home here. He proves that even if you don't look exactly like everyone else, you can still be part of the family. If acting is indeed genetic, then Troy Garrity should have no worries. He is the grandson of screen legend Henry Fonda and the son of two-time Academy Award winner Jane Fonda. When his mother gave birth to him in 1973, she and then-husband Tom Hayden opted not to saddle their son with either well-known surname, thus allowing him to develop his own individuality. Despite that, acting was clearly in his blood. He spent his summers at an arts camp and later attended prestigious acting schools in New York. Right after graduating, Troy landed small roles in movies and TV shows. His big break seemed to be playing his own dad, Tom Hayden, in the movie Steal This Movie, 2000. While Troy did a good job, the film itself wasn't a hit. Undeterred, Troy continued to work hard. He landed a role in the comedy Bandits, 2001, and then took on a challenging role as a character with a disability in the TV movie A Soldier's Girl, 2003. His versatility really paid off when he was cast in the hit comedy Barbershop, 2002. This role, which he reprised in a sequel, helped solidify Troy Garrity's place in Hollywood as a talented actor in his own right, separate from his famous family. Isaac Rosenberg was played by Troy Garrity when he was 29 years old, and now he is 50 years old. Number 7. Michael Ealy as Ricky Nash. Ricky prided himself on two things, his mean fade and his spotless record. Turns out, the universe has a twisted sense of humor. Because the day after he aced his barber certification exam, his van, affectionately nicknamed Rusty, became the getaway car for a botched ATM heist. Now, with police sirens wailing in his head and a news report plastering his beloved Rusty all over the airwaves, Ricky's dream of a fresh start was about to get a major haircut. Michael Ealy may have graced the pages of People magazine's Sexiest Men Alive list in 2002, but good looks were never his top priority. Unlike some heartthrobs, Ealy was more interested in honing his acting chops. A late bloomer in the entertainment industry, Ealy balanced waiting tables in New York City with attending acting classes, determined to land his big break. That break arrived in 2002 with a memorable role, though not a starring one, in the hit comedy Barbershop. However, it was his portrayal of the complex lead character in the controversial Showtime series Sleeper Cell that truly forced audiences to take him seriously as an actor. This role required viewers to see beyond his good looks and appreciate his depth as a performer. Ricky Nash was played by Michael Ealy when he was 29 years old, and now he is 50 years old. Number 8. Leonard Earl Howy as Dinka's the guy who brightens up the barbershop. This upbeat dude just arrived from Africa, and he's always got a smile on his face even when things get confusing in his new American barber job. He's a charmer, maybe a little too charming at times, especially when it comes to his coworker crush. Dinka's a breath of fresh air, bringing a dose of cultural flair and humor to the shop. He reminds us that a good community is built on all kinds of people. Los Angeles native Leonard Earl Howy might be familiar to you from his hilarious role as Dinka in the Barbershop comedies. But his passion for acting started way back in high school. Even though his athletic build made him a natural fit for the football team, his heart belonged to the stage. Howzy's dedication paid off. He earned a Bachelor of Fine Arts degree in acting from SUNY Purchase in New York and landed his big break in Barbershop, 2002. He quickly followed that up with another role in Denzel Washington's film Aunt Wone Fisher, 2002. Over the years, Howy has built a successful career. He's appeared in movies like The Ringer and School for Scoundrels, television shows like My Name is Earl, and even landed a starring role as Reginald Greenback in the cop drama Memphis Beat, 2010. More recently, Howy showcased his comedic timing again alongside funny man Kevin James in the sitcom Kevin Can Wait, 2016. In this show, he played James's former police partner, Goody. From theater kid to Hollywood regular, Leonard Earl Howy's dedication to his craft has earned him a place in the hearts of audiences worldwide. Millicent Penny Woods was played by Janet Jackson when he was 25 years old, and now he is 47 years old. Number 9. Keith David as Lester Wallace. Wallace is all about ambition, but sometimes it gets the best of him. This dude's got a mind that's always scheming, thinking 5 steps ahead to get what he wants. Remember that wild plan to turn the barbershop into well, let's just say a more revealing kind of place? Yeah, that was all Wallace. He's a smooth talker who can twist people around his finger with his charm. This puts Calvin Jr., the main character, in a real bind. Wallace's crazy ideas are about to cause some serious drama in the barbershop. Keith David, a force to be reckoned with in both film and television, boasts a career spanning over 4 decades. Born in Harlem, New York in 1956, David honed his craft at prestigious institutions like the High School of Performing Arts and Juilliard. After graduation, David wasn't wasting any time. He toured with a renowned theater company and landed his breakout role just 2 years later in John Carpenter's sci-fi classic, The Thing. Throughout the 1980s and 90s, David established himself as a prolific actor. He graced the silver screen in films like Platoon, Dead Presidents, and even surprised audiences with his comedic chops in There's Something About Mary. But Keith David isn't just a talented actor, he's also a gifted voice actor. He brought the character of Goliath to life in the beloved Disney series Gargoyles, and lent his powerful voice to documentaries by Ken Burns and narrations for various channels like the History Channel and PBS. David's talents extend beyond the screen as well. His performance in the 1992 theater production of Jelly's Last Jam earned him a Tony Award nomination, solidifying his status as a multifaceted artist. From his commanding screen presence to his rich and versatile voice, Keith David continues to be a captivating presence in the entertainment industry. Lester Wallace was played by Keith David when he was 46 years old, and now he is 67 years old. Number 10. Jasmine Lewis as Jennifer Palmer. Jennifer's the voice of reason in the barbershop. When things get a little too crazy, which happens a lot, she's there to calm everyone down and bring some common sense to the table. Think of her as the cool head to the sometimes hot-headed antics of the other characters. This chill demeanor definitely rubs off on Calvin, too, and it shows how strong and wise she really is. Jasmine Lewis started young. By 13, she was already landing roles on shows like Family Matters and In the House. You might also remember her from The Wayans Brothers. But Jasmine didn't stop at TV. She jumped into movies, too, starting with comedies like How to Be a Player, alongside Bill Bellamy. She then showed her range by appearing in the crime drama Barbershop with Ice Cube. Jasmine kept busy throughout the years. She starred in movies like The Beat, Deliver Us from Eva with LL Cool J, and even dabbled in music for the film Dirty Hearts. More recently, Jasmine reprised her role in Barbershop 2 Back in Business and took on comedic roles in Badass with Mario Van Peebles and Flip the Script with Miguel A. Nunez Jr. She also showed her dramatic side in films like Tracy Townsend and Divine Intervention. Most recently, she tickled funny bones again in 4 Seasons with Keith Robinson. Jasmine Lewis is a talented actress who isn't afraid to explore different genres, making her a familiar face on both television and the big screen. Jennifer Palmer was played by Jasmine Lewis when she was 26 years old, and now she is 48 years old. Number 11. Lamard Tate, as Billy Lamard Tate, had a prolific acting career in Hollywood, gracing the silver screen in various films and television productions. He kick-started his journey with roles in films like Barfly, alongside Mickey Rourke and Faye Dunaway, Across the Tracks with Ricky Schroeder, and Jason's Lyric alongside Alan Payne and Jada Pinkett Smith. Tate also appeared in the television special Without a Pass and the TV movie Seeds of Tragedy. In addition to his film work, Tate ventured into television, landing roles in series like Rock. He continued to act in diverse productions, including the dramatic adaptation Panther with Kadeem Hardison, the comedy Don't Be a Menace to South Central While Drinking Your Juice in the Hood with Shawn Wayans, and the dramatic adaptation Breakfast of Champions alongside Bruce Willis. He also featured in TV movies such as Little Richard and Sabretooth. Tate's most recent acting credit is in Rocky Balboa. Billy was played by Lamard Tate when he was 32 years old, and now he is 54 years old. That's a look back at the iconic cast of Barbershop. Their characters brought so much humor and heart to the screen. Who was your favorite character? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and I will see you in the next videos.